Of course, many of the soldiers out in theatre haven't been as lucky as Private Myers. The number of those who have lost their lives in the line of duty continues to rise. One of the roles of the Army's news team is to cover the repatriations and some funerals for the families when the soldiers are flown back to the UK. Army photographer Sergeant Ian Forsyth reflects now on the job of capturing images for those who need to record the final journey home.
You've got a job to do, just like the guys who are carrying the coffin and everyone else who plays a part. If you don't want to be the person that messes it up, so you're very aware of that and you're very conscious of that. So you concentrate more so, I would say, than you would do on other jobs. When you go down to Wootton Bassett, it differs slightly. Because you're in very close proximity to the family, the other side of a road, so you can see through your lens exactly what they're going through, and you've got to try and maintain that professionalism and photograph that the best way you can. I think the whole occasion is quite surreal, because you have this bustle and noise of people standing around waiting for the cortege to come through Wootton Bassett, and then the noise will gradually finish until silence there's nothing but silence. You see the people who come from all over the country to see these repatriations, to make that effort and turn up. That is quite a moving thing to see. And you see the old boys there, former soldiers, that showing of support and grief. I think when you see the families, or some of the families and relatives, come forward and put flowers on the hearses and try and touch the windows, that's quite a moving thing to see. Because it didn't used to happen, then very slowly it started to, and it's gained its own momentum, that part of it. Or you might just see, friends and relatives stood with a small picture or a flower, and you just see this whole hustle and bustle going on around them, and they'll just remain, stock still whilst the cortege comes past. I've attended funerals in the past where you might have 1,500 people in a church or a cathedral, and the only person that's moving is me, the photographer. So you're very aware of everybody's eye is on you. I think thinking back to the funeral that we did of Staff Sergeant Olaf Schmidt down in Truro Cathedral, when his widow finished speaking to the congregation, as she walked back to her seat, she stopped for a second and touched his coffin. Now that's completely unplanned. It's not something, it's not something that's written into a script at all. It's just an impromptu moment that she carries out. I think it's just a record of that occasion. Immediately, the last thing they probably want is reminding of it by photographs being sent to them. But in years to come, with their families, especially if they've got like young children, if they're able to then sit at an age when they can appreciate it more and look through the photographs from that thing, it just gives them a better understanding of what was going on at that time.
Sergeant Ian Forsyth. So, those are some of the sights and sounds of 2009. In 2010, we're still in Afghanistan, with greater focus on Op Entirety. But what else lies in store for the British Army this year? Whatever happens, the Army's news team will be there to record it. Until next time, goodbye.